Go.
Okay, so this is the first video debrief of the first detective trial in the state of Hawaii. We had 7 dogs run and we had 2 passes, so I'm really happy. I'll explain what I set and why I set it and what happened, because it's actually very interesting. Now, this is their first trial they've ever had here, so for detective, and I wanted to set a search where it drug the dogs through the search area. We had some blank areas and stuff, and we have a pool. It's very, very humid here. The dogs were panting a lot, so it was hard for them to go through the search area. The time I set was 10 minutes, which was enough time. So the first hide, here's the start line. The first hide was here on the table. It's actually got knocked down a bit. And the dogs did not get this off the bat, bar one. One came straight in and got it. I expected most dogs to get that straight away. They did not. I think the wind was pulling through because this door's open and they just didn't loop back. Most of the dogs came back to get it, but they didn't get it right off the threshold as I would have expected. And then in the same theory of moving dogs through the search area, there was a hide here. I think all dogs got this one. Some of them had to come back to get it, but they did remember to come back to the garage to do that. And then we go out here to this is extraordinarily distracting, this beautiful pool and deck. And they know this thing, so we have a really solid pool cover here. None of the dogs tried to get into the pool, but we're just going to go around here. So we had this little corridor area and then this interior, and this was blank. We have a trial here this afternoon, so I wanted to have some blank areas that I could use this afternoon. The dogs, for the most of the part, did well in here. The dogs knew it was blank before going in and tried to leave, but the handlers were a little nervous and so kept them in a bit too long. We only had 2 dogs false in here. Everybody else just went through. They may have over-searched it, but they didn't actually manage to convince them that there was a hide in here, which was great. And then once one dog falses, often you get a second dog that falses fairly soon after. So we had 2 falses just on this table. Now it's going to get into their heads about that. And there was a bathroom play, they just came straight in and out. They didn't really spend much time in there. It's pretty warm in here now, but they just didn't really seem to, they were fine. So then the rest of the hides, so there were 6 hides total. There were 4 hides out here on the pool deck, and a classic mirrored hide. So from here, there's a hide on this black chair, which I thought was pretty standard. The dogs going this way when they went clockwise missed it until they came here and then they turned around and came back. Now, just tilt the camera up here. So the reason why that is because of the overhang. I think it was collecting underneath and then they had to sort it out. But they did get it. It wasn't a bam straight to the hide kind of hide. It was, they had to sort of circle back and come back. Then we had a second hide here on this chair. Again, and I think it's to do with the overhang again. I think they came in and they sort of swirled around in here a little bit and then came back to get it. Once the handlers had realised there was some kind of reaction here, they actually stayed in the area and let the dogs sort it out. So that's 4, and then the last 2 hides. And here, this water feature was a big distraction. I was surprised. A lot of dogs were very excited by the water. I was surprised. So we have a hide down here under this metal leg, and then a 6th hide was again, it's a mirrored hide. It's just under here on this leg. And actually, the dogs, if they got here, they found them. Some of the dogs went into the vegetation and then circled back and came back to it. And on the whole, they actually did the search very, very well. I gave them 10 minutes, which was a lot of time, but it was so humid and hot here that the dogs were really, really panting and they needed that extra time to work it out. But I'm delighted. Two cues, they did great, and the others did great. They just had a couple of missed hides.